Hi guys, it's Sally here. Today's the 14th of July 2018. I was 6 weeks post-op from gastric sleeve surgery on Wednesday. Yeah, it's been a really tough week actually. You can see I've got a delightfully huge cold sore blister here. It's horrible. Went to the chemist this morning, got some stuff for it. I'm not sick. I'm just a bit run down, I think, running backwards and forwards to Bathurst over the last 2 weeks, not sleeping proper hours, doing work, end of financial year stuff. Anyway, the reason I wanted to make a video today is because I'm really frustrated. And I really didn't want to be a person that was frustrated or not regretting, regret's a strong word, not liking at times some of the restrictions from the surgery. I was going, like, I so wanted this surgery and I so needed to lose weight. And as you know, I've been upbeat. I loved OptiFast. The few complications, well, not complications, but the hard few days after the surgery or couple of weeks, fluids were fine. Pureed food where it started getting a little bit complicated. Just understanding what I was to eat, not the type of food, but the quantities. Like, that's probably where my frustration is lying at the moment. I'm not craving any particular food. Like, I'm not missing chocolate or crap or even alcohol. Like, I was a very, very big drinker to the point where I had problems from it. A bottle a night sometimes, and then, well, a lot of times, and then sometimes a bit more. But it's more about my brain telling me, like, that you've only eaten a dessert spoonful of salad. Like, salad's healthy, you could have more, or just try and fit a bit more in. And it's interesting because I was looking forward to the restriction. I really, really was. But now, it's just, bored's the wrong word, and I don't like the word bored. Tiresome, maybe not. Frustrated, I think, is the word, but I don't even like saying that because it's a have to. Like, I had to lose weight. I'm off all my medication. I'm off my CPAP machine. I've nearly lost, I think, 19 kilos in the 9 weeks I've been on this journey. And I'm on the support pages and I have a look at people, and some people eat more than me, and some people say they don't eat so well sometimes, but they've still lost 40 kilos in 8 months or whatever. But I've always been pretty black and white. So if I'm not being perfect, then I'm not doing it right. But I think this journey, well, I thought I'd be perfect because I thought I was really well prepared for it. I thought I was, I was well prepared for it. But like a lot of things in life, you can be as prepared as you want to be, but the actual is a lot different to the preparation or what you think it's going to be like. So I guess I am fortunate that I've always outsourced. I've always wanted to surround myself with people that know better than I do. So with Dr. Wong from Gosford, who did my surgery, and with his dietitian, Megan Cusack, they make themselves available to you for 12 months as part of your surgery costs. So I had to pay $3,500 up front. I have private health insurance and obviously Medicare, but the $3,500 that I paid to Dr. Wong covered every single appointment I make with him, covers every single appointment I have with my dietitian, and they do make themselves available. Like, I had a big breakfast yesterday. It's on my Facebook page. Those that follow my Facebook page would have seen it. It was 1 poached egg, 2 Captain's water crackers for a bit of crunch, a small teaspoon of dukkha, and 2 very small cherry tomatoes chopped up and cooked in a little teaspoon of margarine. I felt really full. I was burping and sneezing and doing all the things that are signs of being full post-op. And I did feel a little bit uncomfortable. So I contacted Megan and I said, that's my dietitian, and I, by a text message, sent her a photo of what I ate, because nothing can tell a story better than a picture if your mind is playing tricks on you a little bit. Oh, I only ate this much. Well, it was actually this much. See the picture. And she basically came back pretty much straight away, which is amazing, just by text message, all included in my fees. And she said a lot of people 6 weeks post-op can only eat a poached egg, none of the extras. And sometimes they can't even eat a poached egg. So I knew I was kind of pushing myself to eat a bit more. And where did that come from? That came from little bit of frustration and the brain saying you need more to keep going, like you need more food for energy. Like if I get tired, tiredness was always a huge trigger for me to eat and eat quite badly. So I'll tell you about my breakfast this morning and the medication I've had to take for this huge thing. So I suppose being so tired the last few days, like really exhausted and run down, has been a big trigger for me to want to eat more. But anyway, Megan came back and said everyone's different, everyone's sleeve capacity is different, but generally speaking, at 6 weeks post-op, more than a poached egg is too much for most people. So I said, thank you so much. I needed to be accountable. I do see a psychologist regularly, and I'm very much looking forward to working through these stages with her. She's been on leave. She's been on holiday for the last 4 weeks or 5 weeks. So I'll be putting a message into them or her now that she's back to have a catch up and talk about strategies to cope with my brain telling me I need more than I do. The other side of it is I was talking to my husband last night, and he's really great. He's very, very supportive, but he's not going through my journey. He's never battled weight. And sometimes he doesn't say the right thing, but that's not from lack of empathy or compassion or care. That's just because he doesn't really know, and he's not a mind reader. But I said we left work early yesterday. He works very, very long hours, and he left work early yesterday to sign some documentation for a lease that we're taking out for the next 12 months. And we met at 4:30, and we signed the lease. It was about 5 o'clock, and I said, look, let's not just go home. It's Friday afternoon. What can we do? So normally we eat and drink, like that's what we do. So we were thinking about where we could go and what we could do. I said, do you want to see a movie? And he said, no, I've had a very busy, very tiresome week. I'll fall asleep in a movie. It's not really what I want to do. I said, okay. So we went to Hornsby RSL Club, and we'd heard about, they have a sports room area where there's billiards tables and pools tables and snooker tables, whatever. So we went there, and of course we walk in and we decide to play a game of pool. And hubby orders a Canadian Club and Dry. Great. And I'm just there and I'm like, well, normally on a diet where I wasn't drinking, I would order a Diet Coke. Well, yeah, not doing Diet Coke, can't do bubbles really. I tried on some mineral water, bought a 600ml bottle of lightly sparkling Mount Franklin mineral water, and I shook the bubbles out of it for 4 days as I was drinking it. And it was really only the third day that I could actually drink it. It was more, I didn't want the bubbles, it was more the saltiness, like the mineral taste of the water. But anyway, so I couldn't have a Diet Coke, or I didn't want to try a Diet Coke. Wasn't what I wanted to do. So they had a water fountain thing. So I had a plastic cup with water in it. And we played 2 games of pool, and we had a lot of fun, and I was I'm not very good at it. I just tend to rush things. Anyway, it took a bit of time, and hubby was quite impressed, and it was a fun half an hour, 45 minutes. Then it was time to eat. We could have come home and had dinner. I had some new foods orders that hubby's been eating and really enjoying. But I said, no, let's go for dinner, because I'm thinking, well, 6 weeks post-op, you know, I'll get back to life. Like, we're empty nesters now for another, what month is it, July, August, 3 months until my son comes home from England. He's 21. So, you know, we need to do things, enjoy. Don't just go home and watch telly. So we went up to level 1 at Hornsby RSL, where it's like tapas food, like share platters and things like that. So I said to hubby, get some salt and pepper squid, because that's his favourite, and I can eat anything. I don't have any restrictions on the type of food I eat, just the quantities. So knowing that I had been overeating quantity-wise for the last couple of days, I decided to be really careful. So I had 1 piece of salt and pepper calamari. Really nice, delicious. But I wanted to order a salad. Like, I want to start getting some greens in. The theory that my doctor uses and my dietitian uses is protein, 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 which is correct and right, and I won't go against what they say. But Dr. Duc Vong, who is a now retired bariatric surgeon who's explored the mental, the physical, the emotional, and obviously done the surgery for 10 years or something himself, says that, you know, red meat's not good for you, milk's pus water. He goes to the extreme. So I suppose I don't listen to everything he says, but he's saying that salads and things do just go down, and you can have some. So I'm trying to balance between his extreme diet views and the views given to me by my doctor, so a blend of the both, and my dietitian. So we ordered this beautiful char-grilled peach parmesan rocket walnut salad. And I literally had maybe 2 teaspoons of it, and I was done. So that was great. I thought, okay. So then I sat there and watched hubby eat. And we had a good chat, and it was a really nice night. But I was really frustrated. I thought, salad's healthy. Why can't I eat more of the salad? 1 more piece of the calamari wouldn't hurt. Well, it would hurt a lot because of the restriction of my stomach. So I was really a bit tetchy and a bit frustrated. But I guess I've realised that's not me being wussy or me being sooky or a princess or all the things that I started to think. I think it's just your brain. Like, your brain is used to what you've been doing for the last 5, 10, 20, 30 years to get you to be overweight. So it's like my brain's having a little bit of a tantrum about not being able to have what it wants. And me as a person wants to get the most out of this journey and do all the right things and be 100% perfect, but it's not that simple, and I don't know that anyone is always 100% perfect. So once I post this video, I'm going to pop over to the gastric sleeve support pages that I'm a member on, and I'm going to start some discussions there, because I find that people are very, very honest. Some people say, no, didn't bother me, I didn't do it, all that sort of stuff, which is fair enough, that's how their journey went. But yeah, my brain's having a bit of a brain fart, and it's not very happy at the moment. I'm happy that I've lost the weight that I've lost. I desperately want to lose more. Like, to get to 70 kilos will be amazing. And as of today, I'm 97.5 kilos. So that's still a lot of weight to lose. That's 27.5 kilos. And my goal was to lose, or to get to 70 kilos in 6 months, which would have been a, 47 kilo loss, 116 kilos down to 70. That's 46 kilos. So probably wanting to do that in 6 months is a tad enthusiastic, but certainly having it done in 8, 9 or 10 or 12 months would be great. So I'm a little bit frustrated, but I know I'll get through it because I've contacted Megan. I know I can go back to her. I've got lots of resources. I bought the big book about life after bariatric surgery with all the recipes in it. I've got the booklet given to me by Megan and Dr. Wong, which has simple meal plans and things which I can certainly go through. So once again, this weekend, I think it just is a matter of taking control, studying the information I have, spending time on the support pages. And it's, you know, it's like a job. It's like if you want it to work, you have to work at it. It's not just going to happen. Like, it's not an easy way out. They don't just take out your tummy and you don't feel hungry anymore, so you don't want to eat anymore. So, you know, being a morbidly obese person and drinking lots and having everything around food and alcohol and soft drink or Diet Coke, soft drink, my days were full of it, like just full of it. So strangely enough, I've actually, in some respects, got more time on my hands, which is a really bizarre thing to say. And I think that has to do with the fact that I'm not wiping myself out on alcohol overnight and therefore being tired by 9 o'clock and sleeping 10 hours and waking up tired and just having enough energy to do what I need to do or what I have to do. And sometimes I didn't even get that done. So when they say it's a lifestyle change, it really is a whole lifestyle. So this morning for breakfast, I decided to mend my ways and reduce what I ate from yesterday down to a poached egg and a sprinkle of dukkha, just for a bit of flavour rather than tomato sauce or, you know, Worcestershire sauce or whatever, barbecue sauce, because that's all sugar. At least dukkha's herbs and nuts and whatever, and a tiny teaspoon or less than a teaspoon is not a lot of calories or anything else. But when I went to the chemist about this monstrosity on my mouth, they gave me these tablets to take and some topical cream for it. And the tablets are 3 big tablets. You have to take them all at once. So stupid me, instead of having the tablets and then cooking breakfast, I had the tablets while I cooked breakfast. And the tablets were like horse tablets. And, of course, I had to have fluid with them to take them. So, yeah, once again, my tummy was fuller than it should have been based on the tablets and the egg. But hubby and I went for quite a brisk walk with the puppy dogs and that helped. But I have to say, I know that taking the tablets and having a drink with the egg was too much because, yeah, I feel like, well, I've got indigestion, reflux, like I can feel like there's a ball of stuff sitting sort of in my chest. But that's okay. There's a lot of fear around stretching your sleeve by eating too much food, and I have that fear. But yesterday when I had that big breakfast, and I did feel overfull, I actually didn't eat lunch. Now that's not the way to do it. That's not the right thing to do. You're better off having small, because you don't want to stretch the stomach, because eventually it'll stay stretched. But yeah, so look, interesting times. I'm very much frustrated. I'm very much needing to focus and calm down and really meal plan, and not for the food, because I can eat anything and I'm making naturally healthy choices anyway. But it's the portions. I have to really work on the portions. And going out to a restaurant where you share a meal with someone else, where it's sitting in the middle of you, probably isn't the easiest way to do it, because you have what you know is your portion that you serve yourself, but then it's still sitting there in the middle of the table and you can pick at it, which, well, you can't because you're full, but I have done. So very interesting week ahead, I think. And if I can conquer this wobbly stage, as I said, I've spoken to the dietitian, I've got my accountability where I understand that the breakfast I had the other morning was too much. And she wasn't really keen on me having the captain's water crackers either. She would have been happier if I'd had tomato and avocado with it at this stage, to get in goodness rather than something that you like, which makes sense. And I think I really need, well, I know I'm really going to try and go back and see my psychologist very soon, as soon as she's back, and just talk this through, because she predicted the difficulty. She told me how hard it would be mentally, you know, and if other people have done it without any mental issues, that's great. But I had huge food problems, issues, mental problems with food and alcohol. So, of course, I was going to hit some speed bumps along the way. Weight-wise, yeah, I think 19 kilos or nearly 19 kilos. So I'm, what did it say I was this morning? 97.5. But yesterday I bounced up from 97.6 to 97.8. So there's a bit of bouncing around. And excuse the too much information, but I do need to go to the loo. It's been quite a few days. So I'll probably whack some Benefiber or Coloxal in today as well. So, yeah, today's not an upbeat, I've done this, I've done that sort of post. It's more about the frustration. It's more about the difficulty of the readjustment. I'm not complaining about those things. I don't regret that I've done the surgery, but it's frustrating. And I think if I keep trying to make out like everything's okay and it's not frustrating, I'm going to really explode. Like I'm really going to do something stupid with food, or I'm really going to do something silly and have, I don't know, alcohol or a chocolate, or I don't know. And I really don't want to do that. 6 weeks post-op, I really don't want to give in to not getting the most out of this time of the surgery, because it's this first 6 months of the surgery where you get the most benefit. And I don't want to have gone through all of this and not get the optimum benefit. But I also want to live life. But I don't want to, I can't get the result that I want and live the life that I was living before. So you can see there's lots of changes, lots of contemplation, lots of decisions to be made. And they're not easy, but I'll do it, because no medication, no CPAP machine, 2.5, 3 sizes down in 9 weeks. It really is worth it. So anyway, I'm off to start doing some of the homework I've set myself for the weekend. Have a great one yourselves. If you want to ask any questions, feel free to PM me or comment below. Happy to get back to you. The videos are fewer and further between now than they have been. Probably because I haven't got as much to share. Like once you get through the certain stage of the post-op, things don't change as dramatically. You're on now normal food, so you're not changing your food intake every 2 weeks. So, and I also needed to come to terms with what I wanted to say, because I wasn't quite sure where I was at with that. So yeah, thanks for listening and have a great weekend. Bye.